I was so like setting up this new setup for the pod while I was here. I was like, you know what? While I'm podding with my brothers, let me set up this pod setup.
All right, we're live on
Upgrade.
YouTube.
Live on YouTube. What's
Ah,
up, YouTube?
I'm gonna just go
YouTube.
ahead and say I'm very excited because I already know I'm gonna look way better in black and white than I will in red. So
Uh-oh.
there's that.
Uh-oh. Technically, that's more black and gray, but I guess we can go there. It is
Sure, sure,
technically.
sure.
It
Just
is.
black anything, like makes you look a little skinnier. But look, I just want to say this. I want Jonathan to talk the trade details, but Derek can attest. I'm hot for the past 6 months because I
This is
called the Jalen Hurts thing, and also this isn't really me predicting as much as I actually no bullshit had insider
Yeah,
information. So now
yeah.
that's official, I can talk about it a little bit more. But I have a friend that's really connected in the with the Nets. Actually, knows very. So I'll tell you this: last year I went to the Magic Nets game with this guy because he's friends, really, 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 really good friends with Ian Eagle's son. And Ian Eagle, who's also the Clipper, his son is the Clippers guy. His name's Noah Eagle. He does radio for the Clippers. Well, Ian does the TV for the Nets, and my buddy was just telling me that essentially, I mean, all the reports that were coming out were true that Brooklyn was going to make a move, but then I told him, hey, what's the deal? And he told me, he said the season will start. I told Derek this. I called Derek this probably what
Yeah,
3 or 4 weeks.
3 months. It was about 2 months ago.
Was it two? Shit, even better.
Yeah,
I called
yeah.
Derek and said just randomly, and I was just like, "Hey, I just want to let you know. We'll see what happens, but I got a guy who's telling me that the season's going to go on, and they're probably going to let it roll and see what happens. But don't be surprised if the Nets make a big move for Harden before the trade deadline."
I wonder. I wonder if they were. That was the reason they waited was to kind of showcase the other players, like Levert coming off the injury, and
Well, shit, I
give
tell you, it works for the number one. I knew straight up off the bat. I was okay. So there was reports a couple of days ago that Harden bought in.
Mm-hmm.
Watch him. I've watched the last 4 games. He had no desire to be out on the court.
Oh, of course.
Like it was just
you could
terrible.
tell clear as day.
Just absolutely just there, whatever. And so I knew something was going to happen. But I think who knows what's going to happen with Kyrie?
Yeah, that might be the next move.
Yeah, I mean the Nets are still in a position to
think
win without him. But I
Right.
tell you, it's actually good timing for the. So here's the deal: all this shit comes out about Kyrie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the Rockets don't want anything to do with Kyrie. They want short-term deals and draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
So the Nets are thinking, hey, I can get rid of Levert, some draft picks, get Harden, and keep Kyrie. Right? So it's kind of a win-win for the Nets. They either drop Kyrie and pick up some stuff, or they keep Kyrie and he buys in. So
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
But kind of sad about. I mean, Jonathan, talk about the trade details real quick because I tell you,
Yeah. So, I mean, we got it's a 14. I thought it was only 3 when it first came out, but it ended up being a 14 deal. Obviously, James Harden to the Nets. He did waive his 15% trade kicker, so every time a player gets traded, it can be a 15% increase in salary. He waived that. Houston got Rodions Crux, who I think is pretty good. Derek, I think you talked about him a couple times.
Yeah.
He's a shooter, role player, but somebody that you thought could be an impact on the team. Houston also got Dante Exum. I mean, he is what he is. He isn't really a star or anything like that. Victor Oladipo, and all of those contracts expire after this year. So obviously, like Parker was saying, big salary dump in a way for Houston. Nobody's going to want to go to Houston anymore, so I don't know what it matters to save the money because, I mean, they don't have hard to build around. But Houston also got, what is it? 1, 2, 3, they get 4 first-round picks and 3 pick swaps. So they don't have control of their picks for the next 7 years. And Derek, it's funny. So I saw this too.
Yeah.
It's speaking back to the Celtics, right? Back in so from years 2014, back when the first Celtics traded for KG and Pierce, all the way to 2027, the Nets don't have a draft pick. The only draft pick they've had since back then was Jared Allen, who they traded.
Mm-hmm.
So in 13 years, or if you count the 2 years, so 15, they will not have one pick.
This is almost like as long as they've been in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like pretty much the entire time.
Yeah, almost the entire time. Darren Williams there too. I think he was in Jersey first, and then they moved to Brooklyn. So, for what? Like, are they guaranteed to get? I mean, we can dig into that. You know, whether they can win the chip, but they didn't win one back then, obviously. You know that 10 years itself is not worth it. And then we got they got 7 years to try to win one now. So, which you argue Durant and Harden don't even last those full 7 years.
Hell,
a superstar, probably not.
I don't know.
They got 3 years.
Yeah,
I think 3 years is the window.
Yeah,
yep, for sure. I mean, either Durant. I think Durant will still be playing well, probably top 5 if he stays healthy. But you talk about championship window, I think that's out the way. Like these next 3 years are the only chance for them to actually do it, and I'm not sure they do.
I'm interested in seeing. I think they will because I think it'll be a decline in LeBron. I think that I'm interested to see right now. Gosh, it's been weird because this is going to be weird, man. Since I've been really into the NBA, I've been a Rockets fan. And so I love James Harden. I'm still going to root for the Rockets. I think that I actually think they're going to have a pretty decent team, but I just love James Harden, and you guys know how I defend him. So this is like, I didn't see him winning a ring at all, and now there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So I just think it'll be interesting to see how this is going to work. Like it's always been how are other players going to play with James Harden, but I think it's less of that now. And I don't know.
Their defense is going to take a shot.
I think their pieces are pretty solid, but I mean, I actually was excited when I saw the news that he was getting traded to the Nets. I was thinking, oh, great. Him and Jared Allen would be really good together. And Jared Allen got traded. So.
And that's the thing. Their defense is going to take a little shot with this move because Allen not being there, man.
And then
and you got to think like Durant's healthy, but can he? Because we all know his defense was great in Golden State. Like I think he stepped up and showed he was a top defensive player. But now you're with Allen gone, Jordan not being what Jordan used to be. That's all on Durant now. Can Durant do everything with that bum? Is it a bum leg? I mean, kind of. It's a surgically repaired leg. He's going to have to do everything now. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm also curious.
And I don't think their defense was so far. I forgot where it's ranked.
I would actually love to see Kyrie sit out, and I would like to see Harden play the point and see how that goes.
I think that'd be the best. I mean, I think so personally. I'm not a fan of Kyrie at all. So I think you should, for you guys to win the chip, if you could find a way to trade him for
you guys. Yeah, I love it.
Not you guys.
And I understand. I respect
it. I'm a New York fan now, man. Let's go. I'm part of the brotherhood.
Don't do that.
Well, don't do that. Let me ask you this though: Do you guys actually see Kyrie staying though? Like, is there an opportunity for Kyrie to actually stay in Brooklyn with this
He's
squad?
Out. First of all, someone who made it funny is I think it's meant to be funny. It's kind of true though. The Nets made all these trades without knowing where the hell Kyrie is right now. Yeah. Like, do they really know where he?
No. That is the best thing about what this Nets did. They said, okay, what we have right now with Kyrie sitting out is not going to win a championship, and Kyrie wants to play these games where he doesn't want to talk to us, and he doesn't. So so we'll call his bluff. Fuck you. Here's James Harden. And if you want to leave, we'll trade we don't need you anymore. You want to stay? Great. Win a championship with it.
Kyrie's the type to be like, oh, KD and Harden being boys. I don't like that. Like, I thought I was a star. You know what I mean? Like, it's proven. We've seen him not be cool with Bron because Bron got all the attention. So
that's fucking
look.
hilarious.
If I already said it. Obviously, I texted to you guys. I'll say it here. I think the best option would be moving Kyrie for, I want Harden at point. Me personally, I put Harden at point. And you move Kyrie for a two guard. Right. I mean, you get
now that's going to be interesting.
Hey, who's this? I mean, so I'm
Like
not a
D'Antoni
Westbrook fan,
products.
but hey, how would y'all feel about Kyrie for Brad Beal?
Fuck.
I
There's
mean,
no
Brad
way.
Beal fits that
I don't
spot,
know
bro.
if it works.
I don't think so.
I mean, Brad Beal, money wise, I don't know. I mean, that obviously we figured out, but
that Harden is going to leave Christian Wood because Christian Wood was going to be a fucking stud. Is a stud this year, but was really
I think he's gonna be good. He's got
still gonna
John
be
Wall.
still going to be good. But I'm just saying, like, so I think that you need to go get you. This is the thing. I think that the Nets don't need to be done, whether that's before the trade deadline or this week. Just looking at the thing, I mean, it's the same thing with the Rockets. You need 3-and-D guys probably, and you need a big guy. I mean, you need.
That's their biggest need now.
I am excited. So like the pieces they have are, I mean, Joe Harris, solid. I mean, I think that obviously Joe Harris is solid, and freaking who the fuck?
Damn it.
Jeff Green. I'm excited. Harden's back with Jeff Green. I love Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. They were on the squad together.
And they were in OKC together.
And Jeff
They were in
Green
Seattle.
played the 5 with the Rockets. Played the 5 with the Rockets. So if Brooklyn decides to go small ball, you have Kyrie, Harden, Joe Harris, Durant, Jeff Green.
I can see that. I mean, Durant's a 7-footer too, but the thing is, like I said, Parker, I don't think Durant could handle the paint like that anymore,
I
man.
don't either. I don't. I mean,
He's getting older. That surgery is a major surgery. Like he's still balling, but you put everything
you
on
gotta
him.
think
I
about
don't
it this way.
And that's mainly on offense.
You really have to think about it
defensively like that.
You have to think about it this way, though, because at this point, you have to think that you have to automatically assume that the Nets are going to be a top 3 seed in the East, and and potentially contend for a championship automatically, right?
Yeah.
So you got to think about it as far as matchup wise, right? Like, you talk about the top 3 teams in the East right now. You have the Celtics, the Sixers, and the Nets, and the Heat. I mean,
Indiana can't be overlooked.
I mean, that's what. But
Indiana can't be overlooked.
Well, Karis LeVert, I think, is going to do really well with Indiana.
Listen,
but the problem is the James Harden. How do you stop Kevin Durant? And it's easy to stop Kevin Durant when it's just Kevin Durant.
Okay, and see, I get that. See, I get that. Like the offense is going to be crazy, but the defense was already kind of like not
suspect.
Yeah, it was a little suspect already. So when you're removing Jarrett Allen and now you have just DeAndre Jordan, that's your primary center. Not to say he's not good, but I'm just saying like he's older. So if they don't make another move at this point to get another center in, what happens?
Listen,
do you actually still see them winning the East or being a top 3 with that defense?
I said it to y'all in the text. Trade Kyrie for Andre Drummond, who's on an expiring contract.
Ooh.
And I think helps with that defense. He helps with some rebounding. And honestly, it's like you said, Parker, it's a fuck you to Kyrie. You don't want to show up, you're going back to Cleveland. It is what it is, bro. They don't have any obligation to Kyrie. No, for real though.
That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
Bro, I really want to see this man back in Cleveland.
I'm so petty. I would love to see that.
I'm petty. I don't look, Derek, I've tried to tell you since he was on the Celtics how toxic he was. You don't want to believe me.
Yeah.
And now
I had to believe first. I had to believe. Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because all I had to go on was Cleveland. So it was like, okay, that may have just been a one-off.
You didn't have to believe, though. You could have just been happy, but you didn't have to believe it. Nope.
Hey, y'all think I could pass as Joe Harris?
It's okay. Say again.
You think I could pass as Joe Harris?
Can you shoot a 3?
How well is your 3? Bro?
How tall is Joe Harris?
Probably like
yeah.
Parker about to show up at the Nets practice and try to hop in.
That would be hilarious.
Like, yo, put me at the 2. I got you.
Like the guy on the Pelican warm-ups that fucking went on the court.
That was beautiful.
Video, bro.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was funny as hell. I mean, so look, I think the Nets got to go for that big man. DeAndre is not it, man. That was a bad deal they gave him too. 3 years, $15 million a year. That was, I mean, he hadn't shown nothing before that. Like at that point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, I'm definitely you got to trade Kyrie. Why bother? Like Parker said, you put him at the 1. You trade Kyrie for. I mean, one package I saw out there was Andre Drummond and Darius Garland. And Garland's he's a little baller. Like obviously he's in Cleveland, so nobody knows who he is.
Oh, they're already talking packages for trading this man.
Yeah, I mean, why not, bro? He's not there. Like this isn't some. Look,
but if you're
go deeper.
Like Cleveland, like it's got to be like Kyrie's the type of person that like if he gets traded back to Cleveland, he's gonna retire.
I think he'll retire regardless.
I think
that's in the next few years, so it doesn't matter.
Well, so I'm wondering how I don't know how the cap works. If someone retires, does the cap go away or whatever? But look, the Nets have to know something's up, right? I mean, he's not showing up. He's not contacting nobody. He's expecting other grown men to speak up for him. I mean, that's the worst part about this. Like, he's upset about the current world. Say something, because you have the platform to say something, right? And he's taking the coward's way out. He's having other grown men, coaches, players, whoever, the team itself, speaking for where he is. They don't know. They literally don't know. So he needs to go in, whether it's a tweet or a Facebook post or Instagram. I don't care. He loves going to Instagram, playing this R&B little music he likes to play. He can go in and say something's up with his fucking with him not playing. That's what I'm saying though. Like he doesn't need to talk.
He doesn't need to talk regardless.
He needs to talk if he's expecting the team to talk for him though.
Yes, now that I agree with. But
the other grown men shouldn't be speaking for him. I'm gonna put it that way.
But I and then he's also got this thing where he's being investigated by the league for going to this party for I think his dad's birthday and his sister's birthday. So he's already, and now without a mask, really. So there's a lot of stuff already going with him. So I don't see the reason to keep him. I don't see the reason. I mean, if they got because
everything they need.
How does the ball move? How does the ball move efficiently with Kyrie, KD, and Harden?
Bro, like, Steve Nash should go up to Kyrie like, how do you feel about coming off the bench?
Man, Steve Nash should get a stretcher and hop on the court. That'd be a great point guard to have in the squad.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it'll be Harden at point is the most productive way to go, because think about it this way. When Mike D'Antoni and Steve Nash paired up, Steve Nash had the most success he's ever had in his career, period. Then you had when you had Mike D'Antoni move Harden to point, best year he's ever had. So I just think that if anyone can relate to Harden, it's Steve Nash. As far as wanting to win a ring, being a D'Antoni product. I mean, I would say Harden's more skilled.
There too, right?
What's that?
Isn't D'Antoni on the staff?
No, D'Antoni.
Yeah,
I thought.
I think he is.
I'm sorry.
Wait. Time out. I thought D'Antoni was on Doc's staff for the 76ers.
Nah, he's with Nash. I think he brought him with Nash. Him, Amari.
I thought he was in Brooklyn.
Time out. Oh my God! No way! Mike D'Antoni's with Brooklyn?
Yes, sir.
No, don't get this man more hype than he already is, fellas.
Y'all, Mike D'Antoni's with
man a heart attack, y'all. You're
gonna man.
Oh, y'all, it's fucking over. It's a ring.
I think I announced that on the page.
You did. Look,
y'all gonna give this man a human heart attack. You know,
Harden could definitely pay the point. I think. So Harden loves to score, but we all know he can create. Like,
for sure.
Let's not get it twisted. KD can play off the ball. He did it in Golden State. He can do it here, right?
Yeah.
But
that's the thing. Between the three, I'm not worried about how KD eats, because we saw that with Golden State.
Well, that's why you got to get rid of three.
That's what I would say, because you've seen Kyrie in these situations before. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
You're telling me right now that Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni are on the same fucking coaching staff?
Yes, sir.
We about to have 6 seconds or less with Harden and Durant. Oh my gosh, y'all! I just jizzed in my pants.
My guy, chill now. My guy.
Oh, that's amazing.
Let me ask you this though.
Parker's excited. He can't help
Do-
it.
Yeah. What about? Would you guys think about maybe Kyrie to Oklahoma for Al Horford?
Oh, yeah. No,
You get
Or-
that excited again. You're trying to make him an all-star team.
I'm just saying, like, if you're looking for a center, that's a center that
this is the problem. No one wants Kyrie.
no one wants him.
No,
So give him to Sacramento. Give the Aaron
because-
Fox.
It's gonna have to
I'm
be
not-
something like
look, I'm not
Cleveland,
gonna-
where you have a non-contender that's paying a big contract.
Yeah.
That's 1 year. I mean, Cleveland's gonna dump Andre Drummond's contract.
Look, I'm telling you right now, they don't. Cleveland don't take Jared Allen and have 3 other big men on the squad expecting not to trade one of them. I'm telling you right now, Kevin Love or Andre Drummond are out. One of them are out. I'm telling you right now.
They're definitely
maybe
out.
Now
We got
that's
a couple months, but with Kevin Love, I'm
Yeah.
not sure he'll go to the Nets, but he's definitely a viable option. He can still score a little bit. We'll see. But
Shoot, I'll take
At the end
it
of the day,
as a scorer.
Kyrie's got to go. But hey, Karis LeVert, why the hell did the Rockets not take him?
because the Rockets wanted Oladipo's 1-year contract.
Yeah.
I understand that, but LeVert is making, what was it, $16 million a year for 3 more years. That he's getting close to like upper echelon all-star level. He just dropped 40 the other night.
Yeah.
I mean,
He was someone, he's someone you could work with.
you can have what could be a star, right?
Mhm.
For 3 more years at like role player money, because these days 60 million.
Well,
I
why do they
mean,
need to have
Kent
themselves-
Bazemore is making 25. Like,
with the
So,
John Wall contract, with the John Wall contract and other stuff, they don't want to tie up more cap space. I mean, Houston could.
yeah,
be,
I mean, I see that.
they
How
get,
many more
Houston-
years are on Wall's contract?
what's that?
How many more years are on Wall's contract?
2 or
I think
3.
4, bro.
Damn.
No, I think 4.
That boy was a franchise player at one point. Remember,
John Wall
Right.
is
to
good.
some degree.
He's still got a little. He's still balling.
That's
But
the thing that ticks
look,
me off is that
Parker,
the
would you
Rockets-
ever? I mean, obviously with Harden gone, you probably believe him more. But would you ever have thought the Rockets went under the luxury tax? Because they just did.
Yeah,
True.
They don't owe it. They're
Yeah.
under luxury tax. They're under
Yeah,
the
I
hard
would've thought
cap.
that. I would have thought.
And
that.
now the Pacers,
because the owners
they were
are shit
over the
bastards.
luxury. They were over the
owners are
luxury,
cheap
almost at the
rich
cap,
bastards.
right? Hard cap.
Mhm.
And now the Pacers with LeVert are under the luxury tax. They're about to ball out.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
about to ball
Don't
out.
sleep on
Listen.
Indiana.
I am not. Look, Miles Turner's
Who
the
does
defensive player of the
Indiana
year
have?
so far.
They have Miles Turner,
Turner, Brogdon,
LeVert, Brogdon,
Bogdanovich,
Sabonis.
Sabonis. Yeah,
Sabonis. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man.
yeah.
Bro, you
Turner-
know
They've
what's
got a
favorite?
squad.
Whatever happened to that one motherfucker that dropped like 50 in the
TJ Warren.
Oh yeah, he's hurt.
He tore
He's
his
got a
like
foot.
tore his foot or something, right?
It's
So you know
like
what,
he
boy?
injured, he
Boy,
injured his foot. I forgot what he
boy,
did to it.
typically I get into it, but you know what? I'm a smart financial businessman. Hear me out.
Yeah, yeah,
I always buy league pass. I always buy league pass.
right.
But I waited this year because I knew Harden was going to get traded. So you know your boy's about to buy it for the Nets tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, you have to. Man.
Yeah.
Look,
They're definitely gonna be fun
I
to
don't know
watch.
what the next step is. I don't know what the next step is, but like Kyrie, for me, Kyrie's the first thing that needs to go. I mean, does Kyrie show up now? Like, I just don't. We don't know, man. We don't know what his.
I don't see
thought
how
is.
this makes him want to show up. To be completely honest,
No, bro, he's just
Because he's-
saying he's so.
bro,
He's
he's
that
back
weird-
into the same situation he was in Boston.
Yep.
2 All-Stars.
Not his team.
Yeah,
It's not his
and it's
team.
not his team.
First of all, it's Durant's team, and now Harden took the second spot. I'm sorry. Like, Harden is a perennial All-Pro MVP.
Yeah,
Kyrie, people like love to say he's great, and I will never say he's a bad player, but he's never look back. He's never been that. He's never been Harden's level.
Think about
Right.
it.
What have you
What
done
NBA
for
team-
me lately?
What NBA team
Literally,
have 2 players that are top 10? Lakers, Nets.
Lakers and Nets. That's it.
Maybe is there anybody else?
No. I mean, Jaylen Brown's right outside the
tell you
top 10.
this.
No,
Who are we missing?
no, Derek. Jaylen Brown's not in top 10 yet. He's
Jaylen
almost
Brown
there.
and Jason Tatum are not top 10 players yet.
Jason
One of the
Tatum.
top.
Tatum
They're one of the
is-
best duos in the league. You
Tatum
might.
is, Brown is not there yet.
A lot of people sleep on Jaylen Brown, and that's probably why he's not considered top
But
10.
the thing is,
But he's
not
fringe.
top 10 yet.
He's
getting there.
He's like top 20.
Oh, if someone were to come with
Top
a top
15.
10 and say Jaylen Brown was 10, I'm not gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? You crazy. But he's like that 12, 13, 11.
Now listen,
I don't think
I'm about to form my list.
I asked that question to pose the next question. What teams in the league have? I would say you can argue that Harden, Durant, LeBron, and Anthony Davis are all top 5 players in the league, and all 4 of those players on 2 teams.
You could argue. You saying argue or they are?
I said argue.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Argue 100%. I would say almost they are. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
There's some Kawhi. But
nah, Kawhi. Listen,
Are we
Kawhi's on
considering Kawhi up there?
No.
JT
No. You don't. No. You don't hit the side of the backboard and tell me you're top 5. That does not.
That's Paul George.
No. They both did it.
Yeah, they did.
Kawhi did it from the baseline too. They were all having fun with the backboard.
No. Boom Boo is done, bro. Done.
Bro, wait, what did you call him?
Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's what I call him.
Listen, bro.
You know I call Tua tag of a while or whatever. However you say his name, I call him Tua turned the. I told him Tua turned the ball over.
Hey,
I saw
real
that on
quick.
Twitter. I was dying, bro.
I know we're about to get off because my laptop's about to die, but I mean, and I know this is about the Nets trade, but I would become a Dolphins fan if Deshaun Watson goes to the fucking Fins, baby.
Parker, I swear to God, if you pick another AFC team, did it die yet? Did the laptop die? You need to turn it off, bro.
First, you get on them for choosing those Patriots.
Patriots.
I fucked up.
Hey, man.
Nah, the Dolphins. The Dolphins.
Nah.
You gotta love it.
Well, dude,
Fellas.
Texas, that Parker, how you feel? This man
Who said the NBA wasn't full of its share of drama?
Dude,
Who
who
said?
said that? Best league in the freaking all the associations and leagues,
I mean,
whatever. NBA blows everybody.
Bro.
Exactly.
New
But
storyline
wait, fellas. Now listen, there's
Oh.
2 factors that we never spoke about here, and I would like to know Parker's input, being a former Rockets fan and all. Mr. John Wall and Mr. DeMarcus Cousins, both of them, of course, good college buddies, good friends, both being looked at as weak links in the team as a whole.
I think
Marcus thinking it was disrespectful. Harden's comments.
A 7 or 8 seed. I wish them the best of luck. I'm still going to root for the Rockets. I personally, here's the deal. I hate how James Harden left the Rockets. I do, but I don't blame him for 2 reasons. Number one, he's given everything to that city. He's tried his hardest and he doesn't see it. Whatever, move on. You have that power as an NBA player. I don't like the way you went about it originally, and my heart's broken a little bit, but I appreciate what you did for the team, and it's been fun watching you in Houston. The second thing, and people don't, the Houston Rockets owner is the next James Dolan. He is terrible.
That's a good one.
Hold on.
Interesting take there, Mr. Parker.
Yes,
That's a good one.
That's a bold statement, sir.
He had to sell shares of his restaurant franchises recently to be able to afford the team. He couldn't even afford the team from the beginning.
Hold on. But okay, so hold on, wait.
Buddy with Trump.
You don't know how bad Dolan really is. No. So I will say this:
you're gonna offend a Knicks fan.
He's new to New York.
You're new to New York. I'll put it. You know what? Welcome to Brooklyn. Enjoy Brooklyn. I'm just telling you right now, James. I see what you're saying. More on the business side, he's probably terrible. James Dolan is actually one of the best. Look, what businessman is able to have a? James Dolan's the best businessman in the NBA. Hear me out.
Okay.
What businessman has the worst product in the world, but still is the richest franchise in the world?
That's not because he's the best businessman. That's because he
100%. No,
here's
they are the richest value franchise in the world.
and
Or
he's
not aside from
finished
soccer's
it.
like crazy.
Listen, here's the deal. Here's what I'm saying, and let me talk about this. Okay, so Tillman Fertitta, the guy who owns the Rockets, his family came to money because they were in the fucking mafia. First of all, second of all, this guy like freaking jerk, like gives Trump rubbies under the table, and and I don't care what your political views
Okay,
are.
now.
I don't care what your political views are. If you were an owner of an NBA team, being associated with Donald Trump is not a good look for you. Number three,
Not at all.
he's an
That's it.
asshole.
That ain't it.
He's an asshole who, dude, the guy wrote a fucking book called like, dude, wait till I give you the title of this book. It's fucking terrible. Give me a second. Tillman. He barely could afford the team, and he's leveraging money. Okay. Oh shit. This is the book's name. Who's ready for it? Talk about I'm the biggest douchebag in the world, so this is what I name my book. Shut up and listen. Shut up and listen. That's the name of his book.
Oh no.
Now,
Pretty creative title there, sir.
so when I'm talking about, here's the deal. James Dolan, this is the thing about James Dolan. James Dolan was Silver Spoon. James Dolan got the team. James Dolan really is just ignorant. And so when you're ignorant,
Yeah.
he's one of the most ignorant people in the world. But when you're ignorant, I'd rather have an ignorant owner than a guy who's blatantly just fucking stupid and an asshole. And that's Tillman Fertitta.
Is Fertitta related to the Fertitta brothers with the UFC?
I think we talked about this. I don't know. But he is related to the Fertitta family that ran the Kansas City mob.
Well, look, hey man,
And that, folks,
That's
is
perfect.
what you call showtime.
Perfect, man.
So,
Showtime.
So tell me this then, fellas. Who exactly is, I guess, more in the wrong for what they did to Ghost? Are you looking right now? They're on the same team technically, but based off attitudes and personas and egotistical feels, if you will. James Harden, Kyrie Irving.
I mean, I don't think anyone. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that the NBA is the greatest association in the world because of player empowerment. So whatever these guys want to do, fucking do it. I don't care. I don't like how Kyrie's a diva, but I don't think there's a wrong way to go about it. Everyone has their own personal feelings. Everyone has their own shit. So Kyrie, whatever, man, you do you. James, you do you. But yeah, I mean, do I think Kyrie's a little bitch? Yeah, but so what?
I think in both cases you have a little sense of entitlement, though.
Well, yeah, they're both all-stars.
Yeah, you have a sense of entitlement. So
Hey,
I mean,
listen,
yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of like
There's only one all-star that doesn't have a sense of entitlement in the NBA. One. And that's Jimmy Butler.
I don't think Westbrook has a sense of entitlement.
Westbrook
I don't think
100% has a sense of entitlement.
I
I
mean,
don't think so.
Interesting.
I don't think so. Westbrook be
I don't see
putting
it.
his all out there wherever he played for, man.
No. Hustle and sense of entitlement are completely different.
So, but the thing is, Park, you gotta understand, like Westbrook committed to OKC hard time, bro, and then they got rid of everyone. I mean, it's not. He even committed after everybody left and won an MVP, and like so entitlement to me is
Entitlement. That's not sense of entitlement. Though. That's not sense of entitlement to me. My definition of like sense of entitlement is thinking like, for example, like, okay, if Russell Westbrook wasn't an all-star, would he sit games for rest? Sense of entitlement. Has Jimmy Butler ever sat a game for rest?
I mean,
I don't know.
That's just like my thing.
I see what you're
This is the thing.
I mean, that's load management, though. That's
When
the
I'm talking
culture of
about
the
sense
NBA
of
now.
entitlement, I think when I'm talking about sense of entitlement, it narrows down to this. It narrows down to who just wants to play basketball no matter what. And when you look at Westbrook, the reason he wanted to go to the Wizards was to still make his money and have the ball more. Jimmy Butler will go play for whoever, whenever, for whatever. At the end of the day. And that's why, like, I think, like, I love
Yeah,
Jimmy.
Jimmy done been traded too much to give him any credit though. That man,
But
for some reason he just works out wherever he goes. I don't know what it is, but
well, I mean, Jimmy Butler's literally been traded because he calls out other players on their entitlement.
I know. Yeah, I'll never forget that Timberwolves man. He pulled out the practice, went in with the third
that's one of the
fingers,
greatest stories. Give me all the practice squad. Let's go.
bruh,
Fucking
Let's
the
go.
and
greatest.
beat them.
Hands down.
Beat them. But
Beautiful.
That's the greatest story I've ever heard.
I think the Nets can really make something happen. They got to get rid of Kyrie, but
Let's
I'm not,
ask
you know what? In the end, it works out. You know, even knowing that Harden needed to go, the Nets still gave a lot, which I think was stupid. I mean, like how did the Rockets have any leverage? Is my question. But shit, the Rockets locked out. I mean, he went as far to say is I'm never coming back. Yet last night in his press conference, and they still got they still got some first round picks out of it. I mean,
So here's
Derek,
the thing. I'm curious
Derek,
about
you're living the fruits of a previous trade like this, right? You're currently every player on your squad is due to the Nets, right? Basically, in some form or fashion, right?
Jason Tatum and Brown.
Derek's gonna be negative and talk about how bad the Nets are gonna suck. Go ahead.
Huh?
Here's my
say again.
We're enemies now, bitch.
Yo, hey man, whoever's not with the Celtics is an enemy of mine. So look, it is what it is.
I'll give you a hot take real quick.
What's up?
If Kyrie stays on the squad, the Nets never win a chip.
I told you guys before the Nets are going to go as far as Kyrie allows them.
So the first round.
This is true. We have it on record, ladies and gentlemen. Check the last episode of Sideline, guys.
First and second round is like they're ceiling.
That much of a toxic force on a team. You know it, bro.
Yeah.
That's just what he is. So he's got to go. And if they do that, I think they'll meet you guys in that Eastern Conference Finals. If they give it to Kyrie, it's going to be Celtics versus Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals. It could be. I told you before. Brooklyn, it's not Boston. Just getting rid of Kyrie. Obviously getting rid of Kyrie, I think is a positive in my opinion. But they need to transfer that for defense. Whatever they get in return needs to be defense.
You gotta get it big.
If they do that, Celtics versus Nets, and I think that'd be dope.
You know why I was saying also Al Horford? Because he has the ability to stretch the floor as well. Put him out.
I love Al Horford.
I forgot to text you, Derek. Did you know when we played OKC, Al Horford decided to be the best shooter we've ever seen?
Yeah.
And bro, in the first quarter, we're right a 3-game win streak. I'm like, I was just right before the Sidelines guy last episode. I'm like, oh, we're doing good. I'm not gonna.
This is the most biased take I can ever have because I love Al Horford because he's a former Gator. Severely, like I would say, when you're thinking about one of the most underrated players in league history, you're talking about like Al Horford's got to crack like be on like top 15 of that list, top 20.
Easily.
Most underrated?
Who appreciates Al Horford? This man literally has been a baller. Like, yeah, you do because you're a Celtic fan.
I've been singing his praises since he was in Atlanta.
Dude, I loved him in Atlanta. Bro, I had season tickets when it was Josh Smith, Al Horford, Jamal Crawford. I love that team.
Listen, I have an Al Horford jersey when he was from Atlanta. So
that's funny, yeah.
I
love Al. And he's the type of person too that like just is quiet. He's no drama. Like, I mean, his sister's drama, but like,
no, his sister is not afraid to call out people when they attack her.
Just say what they say, right?
People just get mad at what she just says in response. If you don't like what she says, then don't hit her.
Bro, I felt like Al loved Boston.
He did. His whole family did. They all want him to come back to Boston.
You never know.
His brother told me that. So, you never know. See that. I don't see
Derek will be so happy. Look, if y'all get Al Horford, I'm writing your tickets to the finals. I'll tell you right now. I already did. That's pick. So
that's your pick now?
This is my last Derek, I'm telling you right now. My preseason pick, remember, it was you guys to go. I wrote you guys in for the finals, okay? And I did tell you this is my last time picking y'all because I pick y'all every year.
I was about to say.
You better make it to the finals.
Hey, I feel like we are. It's between
I do too.
Boston, Philly, and Brooklyn to me.
Oh yeah.
I'll say this, Derek.
yeah.
Any
I'll say-
combo of those three.
To me now, I think that it's the Nets to lose. And here's why I think that. I think that
This thing take there.
I think the Celtics are still probably 2 years away.
Really?
I think Tatum's found himself, but
Okay.
I think Tatum will continue to grow. I think next year Brown will find himself as far as I think Brown next year will become, after next year, he will be a perennial all-star.
I think he's an all-star this year.
So I think
he was supposed to be one last year.
He's fringe though.
No. I'm predicting he will be one.
Oh, okay. But I'm saying
selected this year. But he's playing like he already is an all-star.
So
if you've been watching, he has been playing almost better than Tatum.
But here's my thing with the Celtics though. Like
he's
the
been
Celtics, the Celtics have like 13 guys that you're like, wow, they're pretty good. Right? But here's the deal. Championship teams don't need 13 guys where you're like, wow, they're pretty good. Championship teams really need about 7. Really, you need two guys are like, holy fuck. And then you need about 5 to 6 other guys who are like, wow, they're pretty good. But that complement those 2 guys where you're like, holy fuck, they're really good. So I think that Boston needs to figure out themselves a little bit more, as far as I think Danny Ainge was like, give me all the young talent that I can accumulate and yes, make them ballers. But I also think that, they play well together because they're all talented. But I think that the difference is that, you're figuring out who your stars are. And from there you make moves. So that's why I'm saying it's going to take them probably 1 or 2 years.
I think that they got addition by subtraction with Gordon Hayward leaving. And I think you'll see, let the season play out. Kemba Walker's coming back, who you don't even have to have as your primary guy, right? They needed him to be the primary last season for the most part.
But was he?
He was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt. But I mean, in terms of scoring, yeah, because Tatum was a little bit apprehensive with going into the paint all the time. For the second half of last season to the bubble, that's when he started doing it. And now we're seeing him doing it with no issues now. Bro, I think what you're saying you're going to see in the next 2 years is here already. I don't think it's going to take 2 years.
It might be.
Yeah, I think it's here. It's just a matter of being able to get everybody out.
Let me ask this. Let's ask this before I roll off. Where do you see the unbiased?
Doing it again.
Unbiased. You see the Nets going?
Jonathan said, "I am not gonna fall for this third time. Fool me once, shame on me. Shame on
Fool
you.
me 10 times, shame on me."
JT, do you see the Nets going to the finals now?
So, I mean, like I said, preseason I think it was either Sixers or Nets meeting the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals before. And so I said if Kyrie, was cool, which I thought he was going to be. But I'm done ever saying I think Kyrie might be cool, because that's just not happening.
Yeah.
I see
Eastern Conference.
Man, just leaves a trail of widow everywhere he goes.
I can't say Nets to the finals because they're going to have to make
Cleveland,
whether it's trading
Boston.
Kyrie, whether it's trading Kyrie himself or just finding a way to get some veteran play. They need defense. It's not going to happen. So I still got Celtics meeting that final in that
Yes,
finals.
sir.
And Derek is still. Listen, bro, this is the last time. I hate you in a way, right? Like,
that's fine.
You have a good team, and I don't. So I just when I pick a team,
No. You know why I don't have sympathy for you? Is because you have decided to sit there and wallow in that pity with the Knicks. I told you since you and I have met. I told you stop.
Jonathan, take the Parker Gailey route. Go from team to team.
I told you to go ahead and just jump over to Brooklyn already, bro. I told you that.
JT, let's do
2
it.
years ago.
All right,
Let's do it, JT.
That's the point. This is what. No, I don't like Kyrie, Derek. That'll never happen.
But Kyrie wasn't there 2
We're
years
getting rid
ago.
of Kyrie. We're getting
I'm taking my talents to the Euro League, And
Not the Euro.
How about the Shanghai
League.
Sharks?
Not the Euro League, man.
Shanghai.
The
Nah,
Shanghai
man.
Sharks.
Jimmer Fetter.
I'm gonna keep. I'm
Jimmer.
gonna keep suffering until I just. It is what it is, bro. I don't even. Whatever. I got the Bills still. That's all I care about. So.
Hey man, I feel you, man. I stopped paying attention to the Eagles week 3, so I've been focused on Celtics this
Yeah,
entire
I
time.
still
so
watch the
understand.
Knicks. But it's kind of like a half-ass torture for myself. So
Yeah,
whatever.
stop
But,
doing that to
Guilty.
yourself, bro.
hey, my brothers,
you
I do
deserve better.
have to roll out of this young pod here, but
Yes, sir.
hey, we'll see what they do. And
See what they
Derek, finals appearance, brother. I'm not playing games.
I told
Listen.
you, banners, battle for banner 18.
Yeah. Hey, but I do think the Nets should make a couple moves. We'll see what happens, but it's gonna.
Oh, they're not done.
Look, the NBA, the Eastern Conference is getting lit again. About damn time. I'll put it that way.
Man,
About damn time. So
I'm looking forward to watching the games, bro.
James Harden's to go.
Took long enough. I will say. For sure.
All right, boys.
Fellas.
All right, guys.